The bridge of the Veral Dominion flagship, the Razor Dawn, was filled with a strange and heavy silence. Every alien officer on the bridge kept their eyes fixed on the holographic screen in front of them. Something felt wrong. Very wrong. Commander Skroll, a tall reptilian alien with 4 glowing yellow eyes, stood at the center of the bridge, his arms locked behind his back. He had fought in more than 20 battles. He had survived ambushes, asteroid storms, and pirate attacks. But tonight, for the first time in years, he felt fear. On the screen, a squad of 12 human soldiers stood on the dusty moon surface. They were not attacking. They were not moving. They were simply standing, still, silent, motionless like stone statues. Skroll leaned closer. "Why are they not advancing?" he muttered. His second-in-command, Colonel Jexavor, shook her head. "Humans always rush in. They are emotional. They are loud. They act before thinking." Her voice trembled. "But these ones are not normal." The humans stood in perfect formation. Their black armor reflected no light. Their helmets had no visible eyes, only thin glowing visors. They looked like shadows wearing metal. A quiet tension spread across the alien bridge. Officers exchanged nervous glances. Others pretended to work while secretly watching the screen. "Scan their communications," he ordered. "Yes, Commander," replied the sensor officer. He tapped his console. A few seconds passed. Then his face turned pale. "Commander, nothing. They are not talking to anyone." "Impossible," Jexa snapped. "They must be coordinating." "They are not," the officer whispered. "They are absolutely silent." Skroll didn't like this. He didn't like this at all. Humans were known for many things: motion, chaos, bravery, stupidity, courage, but they were not known for standing still like statues before a battle. This behavior was something new, something frightening. "Commander," said another officer, "we are losing drone signals." "How many?" Jexa frowned. "Destroy." The officer swallowed. "No, they simply stopped sending data." Skroll narrowed his eyes. "Humans." Skroll stared at the humans on the screen. They had not moved, not even a little. "How?" Jexa whispered. "How can they destroy drones without moving?" The silence on the bridge grew heavier, thicker, almost painful. Then something even stranger happened. The officer reported it in a shaking voice. "Commander, another one gone. Same way. It just ended." "Deploy 10 more drones," he ordered. "Sir, something is not right. Even the bravest soldiers do not stand perfectly still under enemy guns. It is unnatural." Skroll nodded slowly. "I know." He stared at the humans again. As the new drones approached the moon, something unexpected happened. The sensor screens flickered. Then they died. Every drone went offline at the same time. The bridge went silent. "Commander," the sensor officer whispered, This is impossible. Someone is jamming our entire drone network." "Humans," Jexa said quietly. "They are jamming us, but how?" Skroll asked. "They brought no heavy equipment. No towers." Jexa lowered her voice. "Maybe they prepared this place before we arrived. Maybe they knew we would come." A terrifying thought. The humans were not confused. They were waiting for something else. One of the bridge technicians gasped suddenly. "Commander, motion." "Where?" Skroll demanded. "There." The one in the center. He just lifted his head. The human's commander, marked by a white stripe across her helmet, slowly tilted her head upward. Her glowing visor faced directly up toward the alien flagship. It was a small movement, like she knew exactly where Skroll was standing. Skroll felt his throat tighten. "No," the sensor officer said. "They shouldn't be able to. Our ship is cloaked. They should see nothing." But the human leader kept staring, like she was looking right into their eyes. Skroll felt his fear return. Stronger now. More real. He stepped back from the screen. Jexa turned to him. Shocked. "They are not waiting to attack. They are waiting for us. They want us to make the first move." No one spoke. It felt like the humans on the moon were controlling the entire battlefield, with silence alone. Then, without warning, the human leader raised her hand. A simple gesture. Fast. Too fast. Faster than alien sensors could track. Skroll shouted, "Brace for impact. They're coming." The hook ends with the entire alien fleet realizing a horrifying truth. The humans had never been the prey. The bridge of the Razor Dawn was in chaos. Alarms blared, flashing red lights threw sharp shadows across alien faces, and every officer on board scrambled to respond. Drones, weapons, and shields all were failing. But no one could touch the humans. Commander Skroll then pounded his clawed fist on the central console. "Why are our weapons useless? Why are they moving so fast?" His 4 glowing eyes scanned the main screen, refusing to believe what he saw. Colonel Jexavor shouted over the alarms. "They are everywhere. They move like ghosts. Our drones can't even lock on." The humans, only 12 in number, spread across the moon's cratered surface. One by one, alien squads tried to intercept them. Plasma beams, missile strikes, energy shields, they all failed. Every attack missed, misfired, or simply disappeared. It was as if the humans were untouchable. Skroll's heart pounded. He had fought in battles with dozens of ships, thousands of soldiers. He had never faced anything like this. Never. "They are precise," muttered the sensor officer. His voice was trembling. "Every movement perfectly calculated. They know exactly where we will strike." Jexa nodded. "It is terrifying." The alien officers could see the truth now. Their best tactics, the ones drilled for decades, were useless. The humans adapted faster than any alien could predict. Every move they made was met with an unexpected counter. Skrull's mind raced. He remembered the old intelligence reports, the stories they had been told about humans. They were emotional, reckless, chaotic, and foolish. Yet here they were, 12 soldiers against hundreds of alien troops, and they were winning, Commander. The weapons officer yelled. Another squad has been wiped out. No survivors. Skrull clenched his jaw. How they move like machines, Jexa said quietly. But they think like hunters. Every attack is perfect. Skrull realized that the humans weren't just skilled, they were engineered for war. The aliens had underestimated them. Not by a little, but by a galaxy-wide scale. On the moon, the humans used the terrain flawlessly. Craters, ridges, and boulders became traps. Mines hidden in dust exploded under alien legs. Energy fields jammed alien sensors. Doors and airlocks sealed unexpectedly. Every step the aliens took led them closer into a kill zone. From the bridge, Skrull watched one alien squad vanish entirely in a single moment. Not an explosion, not a sound, just gone. The humans had already predicted their path, anticipated their attack, and neutralized them before the squad even realized they were in danger. Jexa looked at Skrull with wide eyes. Commander, how can 12 humans do this? This is impossible. Skrull shook his head. Impossible, yes. But it is happening. He turned to the tactical screens. Initiate full retreat. Pull back to secondary positions. The aliens tried to fall back. Their ships rose above the moon's surface. Energy shields flickered. Missile bays opened. It was too late. The humans had already set their trap. Missiles were intercepted by unseen devices. Alien shields collapsed under silent attacks. Soldiers tried to regroup, but the humans anticipated every formation. Every retreating step became a fight for survival. The sensor officer gasped, Commander, I think they are predicting our moves, every single one. It's like they know our tactics before we even use them. Skrull felt a cold fear. Not the usual fear of losing a battle. This was the fear of realizing your species is inferior in a fundamental way. The humans weren't just strong, they weren't just clever, they were something else, something the galaxy had never seen. Sir Jexa said quietly, they are not attacking recklessly. They are waiting, watching, studying. They only strike when they are certain. Skrull's eyes narrowed. Redditors, he whispered. The humans were hunters and the aliens were prey. The bridge screens showed Captain Arya Cole, the human leader, moving across the battlefield like a shadow. Her squad followed with perfect synchronization. Not a word was spoken, not a command. Their movements were silent, flawless, deadly. Skrull could see it. The humans were not afraid. They did not hesitate. They did not make mistakes. Every alien strike was counted, every strategy undone. Commander, one officer said, voice shaking, we are losing control of the battlefield. Entire units have vanished. Our retreat, it will fail. Skrull closed his eyes. He had faced impossible odds before, but nothing like this. He thought of the countless battles he had survived, the enemies he had crushed. None of them moved like this. None of them had the discipline, patience, and precision of these humans. They are not normal soldiers, Skrull muttered to himself. Jexa stepped closer. Sir, they are the reason our legends warned us, the old stories. They were right. Humans are not to be underestimated, never. Not for anything. Skrull looked back at the screen. Captain Arya paused, raising her hand in a silent gesture. Her squad stopped instantly. The aliens watched helplessly as she made a step forward, and the battlefield shifted instantly with her command. It was not chaos, it was not emotion, it was control. And then Skrull understood. The humans were not just fighting, they were thinking faster than we could react. Every alien attack, every strategy, every planet was already accounted for, every weakness exposed, every trap mirrored. The fear that gripped Skrull was no longer about losing a battle, it was about losing everything they were. They are not just soldiers, he whispered, they are a force of nature. Jexa put a claw on his shoulder. Sir, if we do not retreat now, there will be nothing left. Skrull swallowed hard, his mind racing. He had only one choice, one hope, but even that hope felt fragile, like glass under pressure. Prepare the fleet for full withdrawal, he ordered, and warn the Dominion. Tell them what we are facing. As he spoke, another drone vanished, this time right in front of his eyes. No warning, no blast, no trace, just gone. Skrull's heart sank. The humans were not moving blindly. They were watching, learning, and hunting. And the aliens were already inside the trap. A cold, terrible realization struck him. The humans were unstoppable once they decided to fight. The bridge erupted in panic once more, but Skrull stood frozen, staring at the screen. The humans had shown the first sign of their true power, and the galaxy would never be the same again. The Razor Dawn hovered above the moon, its hull rattling from the unseen attacks below. Commander Skrull then paced the bridge, his four glowing eyes fixed on the main holographic screen. Every second, more alien soldiers vanished. Every second, the humans advanced with calm, terrifying precision. They're too perfect, Jexa said quietly, her voice trembling. No hesitation, no mistakes. How can 12 of them do this? Skrull shook his scaled head. I thought we understood humans. I thought we knew their weaknesses, but these are different. Project Iron Will, the intelligence officer murmured. Scroll froze. What did you say? They were part of Project Iron Will. Our reports mentioned it years ago. A small program. Humans trained to operate without fear. To anticipate threats. To act alone. And together. They said the results were almost inhuman. Scroll's eyes widened. Inhuman. That explains everything. Jexa looked at the officer. Why didn't we know this? Why didn't anyone warn us? The officer shook his head. It was classified. Even our best spies could not uncover the details. We only knew the name Project Iron Will and that the humans involved were exceptional. Nothing else. Scroll turned back to the screen. Captain Arya Cole, the human leader, moved through the battlefield like a shadow. Each movement was deliberate, each command silent but precise. Her squad was flawless. Not a single error. Not a single hesitation. Every alien trap had been predicted. Every counterattack anticipated. They planned this before we even arrived, Jexa whispered. Scroll clenched his fists. They knew we would come. They knew exactly how we would respond. Below, the humans paused for a moment. Then, with a signal almost invisible to the alien sensors, they split into two squads. One moved to the abandoned Veral bunkers, the other to a crater ridge. Both squads advanced silently, methodically, leaving no trace behind. The aliens tried to intercept. Missiles launched. Plasma beams fired. Energy shields flared. But the humans were already gone. They reappeared only where the aliens least expected them. Scroll felt a cold sweat on his scaled forehead. They are not just fighting, they are predicting us, calculating everything faster than we can react. Jexa shook her head. It's like they are reading our minds. Scroll swallowed, or reading our movements before we even make them. The fleet sensors flickered. More alien squads disappeared. Each vanishing left only silence and panic in its wake. The humans were not destroying, they were removing threats before the aliens could react. The intelligence officer spoke again. Commander, Project Iron Will soldiers are trained to be independent. They do not need orders. They make decisions instantly. They can fight as one mind, but each acts alone. They anticipate, adapt, and execute with terrifying accuracy. Scroll turned slowly, his glowing eyes meeting Jexa's. We have faced skilled opponents before. Pirates, rival species, even traitors, but none of them were. They are perfect hunters, Jexa whispered, and we are their prey, Scroll said, his voice low. On the moon's surface, Captain Arya moved with the confidence of someone who had fought countless battles and survived them all. Her squad mirrored her movements. She paused for a moment, crouched behind a rocky ridge, and surveyed the battlefield. Scroll noticed something chilling. She did not hesitate, not once, not even when the entire Veral squad opened fire. Every alien weapon fired missed, every plan collapsed, every drone destroyed before it even reached her squad. They are unstoppable, Scroll muttered. They are not just soldiers, Jexa said, her voice almost a whisper. They are the embodiment of war itself. Scroll leaned closer to the holographic console. He could see the humans moving through the shadows, silent and precise. He noticed something else. The humans were strategic, not reckless. They were patient. They waited for the exact moment to strike. Every attack, every kill, every move was measured. They are not here to destroy for fun, he said. They are here to end the battle as quickly as possible, without mistakes. The bridge shook as another alien squad disappeared. The officer at the sensor console gasped. Commander, another squad gone, all units gone. It's like they predicted every move. Scroll's claws tightened on the railing. They did. They predicted everything. Project Iron Will, it is real, and it is perfect. Jexa looked at him, fear and awe in her 4 eyes. Sir, if 12 humans can do this, what would an entire army do? Scroll didn't answer. He didn't need to. The answer was obvious. The humans were more than soldiers. They were a force the galaxy had never faced before. Fast, precise, adaptable, and unstoppable once they decided to fight. On the main screen, Arya raised her hand again. Her squad paused. Then, in perfect unison, they advanced to new positions. Every alien strike failed. Every plan collapsed. Every hope of victory was slipping away. Scroll took a deep breath. His mind raced. They had underestimated the humans. Not by a little, not by much. They had underestimated them entirely. They are the reason the legends warned us, he whispered. Jexa nodded slowly. We were told not to fight humans. But we didn't listen. Scroll's eyes narrowed. He stared at the screen. At the 12 humans who had destroyed more squads in an hour than his entire fleet could replace in a day. They are not just soldiers, he repeated. They are the storm itself, and we are standing in its path. The bridge fell silent again, the only sound the alarms, screaming warnings of a battle already lost. Scroll realized something terrible. Project Iron Will was not just training soldiers, it was shaping the most dangerous fighters in the galaxy. And they had been sent here, alone, against us. The humans below did not seem to notice the chaos. They moved like shadows, striking precisely, vanishing, and reappearing where the aliens could not see. Scroll finally said, almost to himself, we underestimated them. We should never have fought them, and now, it is too late to stop the storm. The Razor Dawn hovered over the moon like a silent predator, yet it had become the prey. Commander Skrull then paced the bridge, his four glowing eyes scanning the main screens as the human soldiers moved below with terrifying precision. Every alien maneuver was anticipated, every escape route blocked, every hope of victory slipping further away. Commander shouted Jexavor, her claws gripping the console. They've trapped our ground squads, every exit is sealed, every minefield triggered, every ridge covered. They planned this. Before we even landed, Skrull's jaw tightened. No, that's impossible. How could 12 humans predict every move of a fleet this size? They aren't just humans, Jexa said, voice trembling. They are something beyond us, something we were never meant to face. Below, Captain Arya Cole led her squad forward, their movements calm and calculated. One of the Veral squads tried to retreat to higher ground. A mine detonated silently beneath them, sending alien soldiers flying into the crater's edge. Not a sound, not a scream. The aliens simply vanished. They planned everything, the sensor officer muttered, voice pale. Every squad, every retreat, every defensive line, accounted for. Skrull's claws tightened on the railing. They are not fighting, they are finishing us. Every move, calculated, every attack, perfect. The humans advanced silently, splitting into smaller units. One squad circled behind a ridge, another approached an abandoned bunker, and a third moved through a narrow canyon. Each squad took a position that seemed almost impossible, cutting off alien reinforcements before they could respond. Commander, they predicted our fallback, Jexa shouted, panic rising in her voice. We have nowhere to retreat. Skrull's mind raced. He had fought many enemies, faced countless ambushes, and survived countless traps. But nothing had prepared him for this. 12 humans had become the architects of the battlefield. Their movements were not random, they were precision itself. He tapped the console rapidly. Divert missile fire to grid 6-7, shield the southern flank, deploy countermeasures. Nothing worked, but humans anticipated it all. Missiles exploded harmlessly, energy shields flickered then collapsed, and alien squads were neutralized before they even reached the humans' positions. They are unstoppable, the weapons officer whispered. Every strike, wasted, every plan, undone. Jexa looked at Skrull. Her four eyes glimmered with fear. We are losing control. Entire units have vanished. Even our ships are vulnerable. Commander, we should pull back now. Skrull shook his head. No. Retreat is no longer an option. They control the battlefield. Every move we make is already known to them. The bridge fell silent. Only the alarms screamed warnings, but even the warnings seemed meaningless. The humans below did not hesitate. They did not panic. They moved with calm precision, striking only when the timing was perfect. Skrull remembered the old legends passed down by his ancestors. Stories of humans in battle, reckless, emotional, unpredictable. He had laughed at them once, but now he realized the stories were warnings. They are why the galaxy fears humans, he muttered. Below, Captain Arya paused, crouched behind a rocky ridge. Her squad split seamlessly, one moving into the shadows, the other flanking the alien command post. Drones that the Veral fleet had deployed to track them were disabled instantly, their signals jammed, their control lost. Skrull felt a wave of dread wash over him. He realized something terrifying. The humans were not just soldiers, they were strategists, hunters, and warriors all in one. Every move the aliens tried to make, every tactic they had trained for decades was anticipated, countered, and neutralized. They planned this moon before we even arrived, Jexa whispered. Every path, every ridge, every bunker, mapped and controlled. Skrull clenched his jaw. They knew we would attack. They knew every maneuver, every formation, every counter, and yet, they waited. Patient.com, deadly. The alien fleet tried desperately to respond. Ships fired from orbit, energy beams cut through the crater. Missile swarms surged toward human positions, but each attack failed. The humans anticipated it all. They moved through blind spots, dodged explosions, and struck alien squads with surgical precision. They are the perfect soldiers, the sensor officer said quietly. Faster, smarter, stronger than any enemy we've faced. They fight as one, but think as 12 individuals. Every attack is planned, every movement flawless. Skrull's heart pounded. He realized the terrible truth. The humans were not just fighting, they were teaching the aliens a lesson. They are showing us what happens when you challenge humanity, he whispered. Jex's claws trembled. Commander, if 12 can do this, imagine an entire human army. The Dominion would not survive a full-scale war. Skrull stared at the screen. Captain Arya raised her hand again, and her squad froze instantly. Every alien unit on the battlefield stopped in panic as if sensing a trap. Then, without warning, the humans moved again, cutting off the retreat routes of an entire battalion. The aliens tried to regroup. Shields flared, missiles fired, energy beams carved the moon's surface, but nothing worked. The humans anticipated every move, reacted before the aliens could even complete their attacks, and turned the battlefield into a deadly chessboard. Skrull clenched his claws, his glowing eyes narrowing. They are not just fighting, they are ending the battle. Every step, every strike, perfect, calculated, unstoppable. Jexa whispered, almost to herself. They are the reason the legends warned us. We were foolish to think we could fight them. Skrull's mind raced. He realized something terrible. The humans were not reckless, they were not emotional. They were trained, calculated, and unstoppable. They did not fight for glory. They fought to finish the battle and survive. On the bridge, the alarms blared, the fleet shook, and panic spread. But below, the humans moved calmly, confidently, like the storm had already arrived. Skrull finally said, almost to himself, "We underestimated them. We should never have come here, and now there is no escape." The humans had set the trap, and the aliens had fallen right into it. The moon's surface shook with the faint hum of energy weapons, but to the humans, it was silent. Captain Arya Cole crouched behind a jagged ridge, her black armor reflecting no light. Her squad of 12 moved like shadows, each step deliberate, precise, and perfectly coordinated. Above them, the Veral Dominion fleet had begun a frantic bombardment. Plasma beams tore through craters, missile swarms streaked across the sky, but none of it mattered. The humans had already anticipated every strike. Every missile detonated harmlessly in empty space. Every beam deflected, every trap countered. Skrull's voice echoed across the Razor Dawn. "Deploy all remaining troops, seal every exit. Do not let them reach the command bunker." Below, the humans moved with calm efficiency. One squad flanked the northern ridge, another infiltrated the ruined communication towers, and Arya led her team straight toward the Veral command post, the heart of the Dominion's operation on the moon. Inside the command bunker, Skrull watched the screens with growing horror. The humans had already disabled half of the security measures doors, shields, surveillance cameras all neutralized silently, without alerting any alien forces. "They are too fast," Jexa whispered, her voice trembling. "Faster than our sensors can track. Smarter than anything we have ever fought." Skrull felt a knot tighten in his chest. "They are not just fighting," he said. "They are ending this battle, and we are powerless to stop them." Outside, Arya's squad approached the main entrance. The Veral guards noticed them and fired blindly. Plasma beams shot through the dust-filled air, but the humans didn't flinch. One soldier dove behind cover, another rolled to the side, and Arya herself moved forward in a blur. In seconds, the guards were gone. Not a scream, not a trace, only silence. Skrull watched the feed, his 4 eyes wide with disbelief. "How 12, against all of them?" he muttered. Jexa shook her head. "They are the perfect soldiers. They don't act without reason, they don't hesitate. They are the embodiment of war itself." Arya paused at the main control room, her squad fanned out, covering every angle. She raised a hand. Instantly, 2 soldiers disabled the energy shield protecting the entrance while another 4 moved inside. Within seconds, they were inside the bunker. Skrull slammed his claw on the console. Stop them at all costs. It was too late. The humans were already inside. The Veral officers scrambled, firing their weapons, but Arya's squad moved like shadows, dodging, weaving, and neutralizing every threat with silent precision. One officer tried to call for reinforcements, but his console sparked and went dead. Another attempted to flee, but a soldier appeared in his path, silent and lethal. Skrull felt a chill run down his spine. He had seen armies crushed before, but never with such elegance. The humans were not just fighting, they were teaching a lesson, and the lesson was unmistakable. Never underestimate them. Arya approached the central chamber where Skrull's top advisors had taken refuge. She didn't raise her weapon immediately. Instead, she observed, calculated, and moved with calm confidence. Skrull himself watched from the command feeds. Frozen, he expected her to attack, to destroy, to strike, but she paused, slowly, deliberately. Then, her voice calm and steady echoed across the COM network. "We warned you. Humans do not start wars, but we finish them." Skrull's claws tightened. He realized something terrifying. She had the power to end the battle, but she chose restraint. Her squad swept through the remaining corridors, neutralizing every soldier who resisted, but sparing those who surrendered. Their movements were precise, controlled, and merciful when possible. Jexa turned to Skrull, whispering in disbelief. They don't just fight. They decide who lives and who dies. They are disciplined beyond comprehension." Skrull could only nod. His species had underestimated humanity entirely, and now he was witnessing the consequences. Captain Arya finally entered the central command room. Skrull, through the feed, could see her stance.com/confident and unwavering. She looked directly at the holographic representation of Skrull's command chair, the symbol of his authority on the battlefield. She raised her hand not in attack, but in acknowledgement. A signal of mercy would finish the battle. "Not the species," she said softly. Skrull felt a strange mixture of relief and awe. He realized that humans fought differently. They did not kill for pleasure. They did not destroy for pride. They acted with purpose, precision, and principle. Jexa whispered, almost in reverence. This is why the galaxy fears them. The humans had won the moon without losing a single soldier. Every Veral squad decimated, every trap counted, every strategy undone. The command post was under their control, yet not a single life was taken unnecessarily. Skrull's mind raced. He had fought countless enemies, faced overwhelming odds, and survived through cunning and strength. But this was something else entirely. "They are perfect," he muttered. "Perfect hunters, perfect warriors, the embodiment of war itself. Arya turned to her squad. Her eyes, visible behind the visor, glimmered with calm authority. Mission complete. Secure all prisoners. No unnecessary violence. Return to extraction points. The squad moved out with the same silent precision they had shown since landing. Every step, every action, was flawless. On the bridge of the Razor Dawn, Skrull slumped in his chair. He had faced fear many times in his life, but this was a lesson in humility and respect. He realized something fundamental. Humans were not just fighters, they were a force the galaxy could not ignore. And the galaxy had learned a dangerous truth: never provoke humans, never underestimate them, never ever fight them. The moon fell silent again, but the echoes of the humans' victory lingered unseen, unstoppable, unforgettable. Skrull whispered to himself, his voice trembling, "We should never have come here, and now we know why you never fight humans." The moon lay silent. The battlefield, once chaotic with alien energy, fire and desperate scrambling, was now calm. Dust hung in the cold gray air, illuminated by the weak light of distant stars. 12 humans had entered, fought and conquered, and yet, remarkably, none were injured, and no lives were taken unnecessarily. Commander Skrull then sat slumped in the command chair of the Razor Dawn. His 4 eyes glimmered with disbelief and something darker. Oh, he had survived countless wars, outsmarted enemies across 3 star systems, and yet he had never seen anything like this. They didn't just defeat us, Jexa whispered, her voice barely audible. Her 4 eyes were wide with reverence. They taught us a lesson we can't forget. Skrull's claws rested on the console. He remembered the precision, the calm, the deadly efficiency. Every trap they had set was countered. Every squad they had deployed was neutralized. And yet there was purpose in every move, control in every strike, and mercy where possible. They are not just soldiers, he said slowly. They are the embodiment of strategy in war, perfected. Below, Captain Arya Cole and her squad moved through the battlefield one final time. They secured the last of the surrendered alien units, checked the perimeter, and confirmed every hazard neutralized. Every soldier knew their mission: complete the operation without unnecessary loss of life. Jexa leaned over the console, voice trembling. "Commander, the galaxy doesn't understand humans. We never did. They are not reckless. They are not cruel. But when they fight, they are unstoppable." Skrull nodded slowly. "And now we know why the legends warned us. We were foolish, entirely foolish." From the control room below, the humans paused at the center of the battlefield. Arya looked up at the stars, as if measuring the vastness of the galaxy. She spoke softly, but her voice carried across the battlefield. "Through the network comes. We fight not to destroy, but to protect. We act not for pride, but for necessity. And when we decide, no force in the galaxy can stop us." Her words echoed in Skrull's mind. He had underestimated humanity. He had thought their small numbers, their limited technology, their emotional tendencies would make them weak. But he had been completely wrong. They were not weak. They were the storm that comes when the galaxy forces their hand. Skrull rose from the chair and addressed his remaining officers. "Listen carefully. We survived, yes, but we are not victorious. Humanity is. Beyond anything we have faced before. Project Iron Will. These soldiers, 12 of them, have shown us a truth we cannot ignore." Jexa looked at him, eyes wide. "Commander, what are we going to tell the Dominion?" Skrull exhaled slowly, his gaze distant. "The truth they must know. They must understand that humans are not to be challenged, not for power, not for territory, not for war." On the moon, the humans began moving toward their extraction points, silent, calm, and deadly precise, as always. Not a word was spoken, not a gesture wasted. Their mission was complete, their lesson delivered. Skrull watched them go, and a thought struck him. Humanity was different. Not just in strength, not just in skill, but in will. That humans had the power to destroy the aliens entirely, but they chose restraint. That, more than anything, made them terrifying. "They are not monsters," Jexa whispered. "They are perfect warriors, and they fight with honor." Skrull nodded. "Perfect. Yes, but dangerous beyond measure. The galaxy will never be the same." The Razor Dawn prepared to leave the moon, battered and humbled. Skrull issued the final commands. "Send reports. Send the warnings. Make it known. Never provoke humans, never test them, and never ever fight them." Even as the fleet moved away, the memory of 12 humans controlling the battlefield haunted every officer. Every alien realized that it was not numbers, nor ships, nor weapons that determined a war. It was the courage, the skill, and the indomitable will of humanity. The story of the moon spread quickly across the galaxy. Entire systems whispered of 12 humans who had destroyed dozens of elite alien squads without losing a single one of their own. Every planet that heard the tale shivered in fear and respect. In the Veral Dominion, legends would be rewritten, military codes would change, strategies would be abandoned. And for the first time, the galaxy collectively understood a terrifying truth: humans were not to be fought. Captain Arya Cole and her team returned to their ship. They were quiet, calm, and ready for the next mission. To them, it was just another operation. But for the aliens, it was a warning that would last generations. Skrull whispered to himself as he stared at the retreating human squad on the monitors. We underestimated them. We should never have come here. And now we know why you never fight humans. The galaxy would never forget that day. The lesson was clear. Humanity was a force unlike any other. They fought not for conquest, not for pride, but for necessity. And when they chose to fight, nothing could stop them. And so, the echoes of their victory spread across the stars, a warning to every species. Never provoke humanity. Never challenge them. And above all, never, ever fight humans. The story of 12 soldiers on a silent moon became legend, and humanity's reputation, already formidable, became legendary. The galaxy had learned its most important lesson. The storm of humanity is unstoppable when unleashed.